Hey love bug, it's me, Emma Upton, clarity wizard, resistance whisperer and professional fog lifter. And in plain English, I help high achieving women stop circling, name the exact work you came here to do and build the real thing using the math and the magic of your work without needing to burn your life right now down. We're not chasing productivity. We're not overthinking, and we're definitely not into positive thinking. We're remembering what it feels like to have fun and making magic into a really real, tangible map. So if you're waking up, if you're finally ready to create that next level of podcast, that book, that business, that beautiful wild thing that doesn't fit the mold that you've already made, but it will not leave you alone, you're in the right place. Welcome to Let's Build the Real Thing, the math and the magic of your work. Let's figure out what's really been in the way. Let's build the real thing. Welcome home. Welcome to your real thing.
Good morning. The whole house is asleep. It's early on a Sunday morning and I'm here in my office and I want to talk about it. I want to share my methodology for working and how it's very different to when I was a teacher and I was in school and I had my own class and I had these masses of responsibility in a different way, because I very much operated out of the system that was push and force and oh my god, I've got to meet all these deadlines and I've got all these children that are finding learning so tricky because they were my favourite schools. Don't give me the kids that couldn't do it easy. Give me the kids that everybody else would write off. And there's no rules or there's no allowances. These children are this age, so they should be at this level. These are your goals. These are your targets. It doesn't matter that they're children. Go make it happen. And what I operated out of most of my teaching career was push and force and drive and burnout and should have got off sick, never ever once did. Because I didn't know how else to do it. Now this morning, I am definitely operating from a different operating system, one that isn't force, one that isn't push, but here I am up before the world on a Sunday morning, having not gone to bed until after 2:00 in the morning. So I've had 4 or 5 hours sleep max, and I am ready for the day. Why? Because it makes no sense, because by all accounts I should be absolutely knackered, but I'm not. Last night I did a live about this new idea, this new concept that I've been working on behind the scenes that I am sharing with the world. Find the thing and make it real. All about how you tap into the energies of flow, how you tap into the energies of knowing, how you tap into the energies of being able to make moves that don't make sense, that have a ripple effect in the world, in your work, that are insane. It shouldn't make sense, but yet it does. Off the back of a really difficult conversation that I had with my husband, this fire was just lit around speaking into the work in a way that I hadn't spoken into it before. And when you feel that feeling of, oh my God, I need to speak this, I need to do this, I need to practice this, I need to book this, I need to take this, I need to do this. That's that different operating system, especially if you're saying things like, well, that makes no sense. Well, that's a bit weird. When it's coming from that kind of energy, I know that is me stepping out of my control. That is stepping out of my push. That is me stepping out of that spiral. And it's me stepping into a system that I don't truly understand, but that I trust more than anything or anyone. So instead of, we all had food together, and usually on a Saturday evening we bought some snaggy snacks, we usually sit down, we usually get into a flow together, and I was like, guys, you go do your thing, give me an hour, because I need to go do mine. And they get it now, they're like, okay, mommy. So I came into my room and I I didn't know how else to do it. I was like, I have to get this energy across. So I just went live. And I haven't been going live. There was a time in my business when I went live consistently, when I felt really awkward about going live, when I didn't want to do it. I was like, I just need to go live when there's nobody showing up, when there's nobody watching. My ego was loud, that push operating system of what's the point? Why are you going live when nobody's showing up? I would show up really consistently to just neutralize that feeling and that threat that's not there anymore. So I don't need to go live as often. I go live when I have something to really say. So yesterday, it's like I'm going live. That's what we're doing. And then I bundled that up and I'll put it into the podcast. Other people are going to want to hear this that don't know me about me on Instagram. So I'm going to share it there. That fire then caught. It just needs a spark. It needs an action. It needs tension. It needs friction. It needs a spark. And it lit. And this was 9 o'clock last night. So it lit. And you don't get to pick and choose. So the push operating system is saying, sorry, it's 9 o'clock at night. This is your family time. This is your favorite time of the week. You don't get to do this now. It's late. You've had a busy day. You've been out all day. You've been with your mother-in-law. Like, God knows you need a rest. And yeah, I didn't listen to any of that. I followed that friction. I made that friction. I created the fire and I allowed it to lead, even though by all measures of what my push operating system wants to say is it was inconvenient. It wasn't the right time. I don't give a fuck when it wants to happen. I'm like, okay, let's go. And so from that, then idea after idea, after insight, and this is where the tangible things start happening. See how at the beginning I was just like, I need to get this out. I need to share this. I need to do this. And the words came. And then the ideas came. Then really profound step. That's when the map comes into fruition. So in Find the Thing and Make It Real, we name the thing first. Then we find it. So I knew that I needed to speak about this work. And then I go about finding it. My finding methodology last night was going live and just sharing it and allowing the energy of it to travel and accepting that I didn't know who that was going to land with, how it was going to land, what that frequency is actually going out in the world to do, accepting that I didn't know that, but I'm willing to find it. Then the map came. The map came early hours of last night. And I wasn't mad about it. I just picked up my phone, got to my notes app. It was on airplane mode, so I couldn't get distracted by anything because I am human and phones are very distracting. And I just typed it out into my notes phone. So now this morning in my notes, I have this plan, this map, this 3D something, which the push operating system is all of a sudden be like on board. Yes, mate, I can work with this. I know what to do. I know who to contact. I know what to make. I know what to construct. I know how to do it. So all of a sudden, because now I have this map, I can make it real. Now, last night, all of this felt like it was about find the thing and make it real. And it is. It is time to birth this into people beyond those that work with me intimately and that love my work and that have the most profound experiences. And we will walk hand in hand anywhere we're meant to. So of course they are going to receive everything that is asking to come to them. But also trusting that there are people who don't know that intimacy of me, don't know that intimacy of my work, and they want it just as much. They are ready and they want to be part of it. And I have done the things on my end to move everything out of the way that is resistance, that is karmic blocks, that are fogs, that are resistance dragons that we do and find the thing. And that it is ready to be birthed into something real. That's letting it go so we can make it real, so that it becomes a 3D tangible. I genuinely, when I shared the work, when I was doing the find the thing element and I shared it and I put it out there, I genuinely believe with my push part of my brain that it was all about find the thing and make it real. And it is. Little did I know, I was actually creating the fire for the next piece of the next puzzle. I'm going to create a visual for the people in Find the Thing and make it real. It's going to be one of the first things we experience. And it just keeps coming louder and louder to me. This visual of having this circle, these circles that we orientate ourselves around. And so often we don't close off the circles. Just as we're operating through something, maybe you're a different terrain because you haven't got the terrains mapped out the way that I have literally created a system to be able to work through. Being able to name it, being able to find it, being able to map it, then it becomes really real. And then we go back to the beginning again. We go to name it, find it, map it, real, over and over. So I'm closing off every circle. Every time I get an idea, I bring it full circle rather than what most of us do is draw a line through it and drop off it. Just when we're so close to finishing that fucking circle, making it real and opening up the next so it's not actually circles, although it looks like it. If you look from a bird's eye view, if you look with the flow part of you, no, if you look with the push operating system, it looks like a circle and you look from above. But actually when you move into flow and you look at it from a different angle, it's a spiral. So every circle just leads down and into the next depth of this spiral, of this circle. Yesterday is the most glorious example of this. I started at the top of one circle. I circulated down thinking I was closing off that circle, but actually I was opening up to name the next thing in the next part of this work. And I'm not going to share this here because it needs to land. I need to make the map. I've got it in a notes app at the moment. Like I will be sharing it with you as and when. So be ready for that in the next part of this journey. But what I want to say is trust that push operating system has got you this far, but it can only take you this far. When I was a teacher, people would come from other parts of the country to watch me teach. They would learn from me. I was getting the best phonics results in the whole of the county. I was very good at my job, but I operated out of push all of the time. I felt anxious. I felt overwhelmed. I didn't know which way was up. I would have burnout. I would be in bed at 8 o'clock in the evening. I would struggle to wake up in the morning because I was operating out of push. And did I get results? Yes. But could I have gone to bed at 2 o'clock last night and be up early this morning to do this podcast episode, to start getting all of the pieces together that came through the download last night into something tangible in the form of a map to be able to then take it out into the world and to make it real? Not on your Nelly. I'd have been knackered. I couldn't have stayed up till 2 o'clock. And I definitely wouldn't be up super early now to get started before anybody else does, before we go and do our day of footballing and paddleboarding with the boys and going out for food with all of our friends. Not on your Nelly. Yet here I am, the exact same human, Emma Upton, here in the flesh, but somebody totally and utterly different underneath, with a capacity that can hold so much more than that push version of me, but in a way that the brain doesn't want it to work. It didn't want me to go live last night. It didn't want me to spoil my favourite part of the week, family time, where it's all huggy. That's what the Scandinavians call it, isn't it? It's that coziest part, and where we've got snacky snacks and cups of tea. And it didn't want me to do that. It wanted me to just stay in my same routine, doing the same thing. And I said no, because I know there's more. And I invited in this operating system that doesn't make sense, but it holds everything. It is a relentless source of energy that we get to tap into and get insights that don't make any sense, but they're the results. If you want results that don't make any sense, that feel like home, that feel like enough, ask yourself, is operating out of this push system to get my amazing results, we're not questioning that, is it working? Is trying to force the map, is trying to force the plan, is trying to force what's next into this square hole when it's a round peg. Does it feel good? Do you feel alive? Can you go to bed at 2 a.m. and can you wake up super early the next morning to then know to then work on it all again before your day begins and it's a packed out day. Can you do that, and does it feel easy? And if you can't, inviting in where you can see your brain holding on to push. Go back and listen to the push episode if this is resonating with you. Are you operating out of that system? And go through the energetics again and make your way to the fourth energy system of flow. That's where we want to be operating to be able to bring and birth your work into the world. I have a really exciting opportunity. I am opening up a one-to-one container for 3 people where I'm going to take you through your own process of being able to name and find a map and make your thing really real into something tangible that you can serve the world with, that you can birth out into the world and serve. And maybe that's in your roles currently already. I had to learn to do this as a teacher before I could do it in my own work. So maybe it's exactly where you are, doing exactly what you are, but from a whole different energetic operating system that feels like home. You go to bed at night and you're like, that was amazing, and I'm ready to do it all over again. You can get double the results with less of the effort when you're not working from the operating system of push. Or maybe you know it's time to breathe life into that creation that has been sitting underneath you that doesn't make any sense, but you're ready to birth it into the world, but you're not entirely sure how, because push will not create it. Push will just create another version of what you've got going on right now, and then it's just another fucking headache. Let's be real. That's all I ever did. So if you want to be part of that, I have 3 one-to-one places. I'm going to walk you through it personally, privately, to ensure that the results that you get are insane, are insanely gorgeous. If you would like it, come over to me on Instagram at More Than This by Emma Upton and let me know. Say, I'm ready. Tell me what it is, because I want in. I can't wait to see you there. Much love.
All right, love bug, that's us for today. If your brain is sparkling and your soul's going, holy shizballs, this is it. First of all, same. And second, please know this. You're not circling for no reason. Your work is very freaking real and it's not going anywhere. It's here because you're here for more. If this landed in all the god-awfully brilliant ways that it was meant to, come and tell me over on Instagram. These are my favorite places and best kind of conversations. And if you've got a friend whose brain is as wonderfully wild as yours and mine, send this their way. We need their magic in the world just as much as the world needs ours. So that's it for today. Go take the teeniest step towards the real thing, your thing. And remember, clarity around your map and magic is never found. It's remembered. This has been me and you together making the real thing. I cannot wait to talk soon. Much love.